Well, I'm going to use what our Michael Breed said yesterday to me. There's a 99.9% chance Tiger is going to give it a go. Since then, it's been all about preparation up to this point, even back into the weekend with practice rounds. Sunday, Monday, 9 holes today as that final tune-up before we get to Thursday and that early morning tee time for the 5-time Masters champ who said, quote, yesterday, as of right now, I feel like I'm going to play. All smiles for the big cat there on the range during practice, carrying that into, of course, today. By the way, since winning his 5th green jacket back in 2019, it's been up and down for Tiger. Talking about missing the cut in 2019, the PGA Championship. His best finish, of course, coming at the U.S. Open at T21. We're going to miss the cut for the Open Championship and the U.S. Open in 2020. And, of course, did not play in the Masters last year. But when it comes to playing here, you see it there highlighted in red. He's made 22 of the 23 cuts and maybe will add another into the weekend this week. All right, joining us from Augusta and probably the best pitcher we'll see all day, Cal Porter there on the course there at Augusta National to give us the skinny of the big cat. And you've been there since Tiger kind of gave us the green light yesterday. He has that 9 round going on as we speak here, that preparation build up to Thursday. What has it been like? What have you learned from this preparation for Tiger as he gets ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of buzz about Tiger, not only from patrons who are obviously, I mean, you guys saw the crowds on Monday were just extraordinary, but from other players. You know, John Rahm talked about how there's a different level of buzz at this Masters than last year, and part of that is because of there are more patrons, the capacity is bigger this year, but part of it is because Tiger's playing, and he's playing pretty well. Now, I think the kind of pump the brakes moment is, he hasn't played in an official event in 17 months, so there's going to be some when the lights come on, rust a little bit when he's got a scorecard in his hand, when he's got a pencil in his hand. But everything that you hear from Justin Thomas, guys that have seen him, that have played with him, is that he's playing pretty well, you know. And so I don't think it's out of the question. I don't think it's a leap to think that Tiger Woods can make the cut and maybe mix it up a little bit this weekend at the Masters.
Of course, let's get back. Of course, he's doing that 9 holes today on the course. And looking at your picture, it's a little overcast there. He kind of joked at the weather, how it might impact him because he's older. But realistically, how can that kind of impact him here in this 9 rounds as he sees if he's, ready to get going on Thursday?
Yeah, I think the weather is going to be super interesting. I think if it's windy, that'll help him because, as we've talked about all week, he's smarter than anybody else out here when it comes to playing Augusta National. He's wiser. We saw that in 2019 when he kind of just parred his way to victory there over Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, and Xander Schauffele. So I think if there's any weather at all, especially if it's windy and maybe a little bit kind of nasty, I think that benefits him. I think where it gets a little dicey for him, it's supposed to get cold. It's supposed to get cold on Friday into Saturday, and I have concern for him going into Saturday and Sunday. If he makes the cut, if he's able to play the weekend, how does the body hold up over 72 holes? Justin Thomas was just talking about that in his press conference yesterday. He said, "Listen, I'm 27, and this is the hardest walk for me all year. It's a really taxing, laboring week." So for Tiger, I think if it gets cold and if his body is kind of breaks down at all going into the weekend, that's where you could see some of the problems, some of the trouble coming into play.
You mentioned the cold temperatures there, but also we just showed on the screen the possibility of thunderstorms tomorrow, and then who knows, maybe into Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How can that rain maybe impact him as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think any rain for guys like Tiger, it hurts them. And the reason for that is Tiger wants these greens to be fast and firm, again, because he knows the places to miss shots. And guys that are first timers in the field like JJ Spawn or Harry Higgs, they don't know where to miss. They haven't played this course, hundreds of times like Tiger Woods has. So I think anytime it gets softer out here, if there's a ton of rain, there's already been some, as you said, there's expected to be more. I think it hurts guys that have experience and that have the kind of history at a place like Augusta National like Tiger Woods does.
So, of course, we know Tiger is the main storyline going into this one. But how about Jon Rahm? Of course, he's had success here at Augusta. And like others in the field, they love having Tiger back all the time. They get a chance to spin with him and talk to the big cat, returning, of course, on the course here. But one person might be benefiting, not named Jon Rahm, but he shared this in the presser yesterday. I want you to take a listen at this.
I think there's only one man in this field that hears advice from Tiger, because I've asked before and I get nothing. So you might need to ask Justin Thomas because I'm not. I've asked him before. I remember asking him at Eastlake the year he won before we're in the putting green in the practice round, like, hey man, any tips for Bermuda, this and that? And he turned around and just said, it's all about feel, and just kept going. And I was like, cool, thank you.
Kyle, when you hear that, if your name is JT, you're kind of happy to have the big cat back there. How much can he benefit with Tiger back on the course here? Of course, he had that early practice round with him, but what have you learned about that there?
Yeah, there are two things that kind of come to mind. He was asked about this, JT was asked about this in his presser on Tuesday, and he said, listen, I can't share like the good stuff that he's giving me because I don't want everybody else to know about it. So he's kind of keeping that one to himself. But the other thing he talked about, Brandon, was the adrenaline that he had even playing with Tiger on Monday. And he kind of seemed to think that adrenaline was going to sustain him throughout the week. Again, this is, I think, one of the underrated storylines of the Masters in general is just how taxing the week is mentally, physically, in every single way. And so JT seemed like he was looking forward to having that surge of adrenaline throughout the week, not just from playing with Tiger in practice rounds, but from Tiger being in the event and how the fans kind of react to everybody in the event because that Tiger's there. So I think that will be something to keep an eye on, not just for JT, but for other guys at the top of this field, like Rahm, like Jordan Spieth, and like Patrick Cantlay, who are going for the first major of the year.
Justin Thomas, of course, no scrub on the tour, has a lot of experience when it comes to majors, but it doesn't hurt to have the GOAT card in your back pocket when you need it there this week at Augusta. Kyle Porter, appreciate your time there, joining us there from Augusta on the grounds. Don't forget, we got you covered here on CBS Sports HQ, but you got Saturday and Sunday. You can catch us streaming starting there at 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday on Paramount Plus and the Sports app there, along with Sunday, that final round, CBS and Paramount Plus starting at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.